welcome. We're out here in the data center with Matt, one of our VMware subject matter experts. But we're not going to talk about virtualization. So what are we going to talk about, Matt?
So we're actually going to talk about being able to have protection on workloads inside of a vSphere cluster.
And how are we going to do that?
So we're going to do that with the VMware Carbon Black Cloud. We can actually take advantage of being able to do that within the vSphere cluster by tying in with vCenter and also utilizing vmtools on the VMs when they're started.
So does that mean I don't need to install a cybersecurity agent on every workload, or what does that mean for me?
That's right. So as long as it's a virtual machine that supports vmtools, there's no additional extra agents, and it just utilizes that to make the entire environment more streamlined and reduce that resource overhead that so many people are concerned with.
Oh, that sounds like great. So what else do I need? So obviously I need my vSphere. Is it just a plugin? Do I have other components that I need to support it?
Yep, you do. So you do need to have a vCenter. And then what you do is you download and install a Carbon Black security appliance. You install it into that cluster and you tie it with different API tokens between each other. Then you also tie it to the Carbon Black Cloud and be able to have all three of those communicate with one another, and then you can start protecting workloads.
So on the vCenter side, it's going to be very similar to what I might have with like a storage plugin or something like that. Now, the piece going back to Carbon Black Cloud, is that something specific for this application with vSphere, or is that an overall management tool?
So yeah, it's going to be an overall, so the security appliance that ties back to Carbon Black Cloud is actually what's going to set all of the different policies and record the different information, such as vulnerabilities that might be existing in that environment. It's also going to receive updates from the Carbon Black Cloud interface. So anytime you make policy changes or make any type of environmental changes, that's going to be filtered back down through that security agent and then distributed into the VM tools for all those different workloads.
All right, and Carbon Black Cloud would be if I'm using Carbon Black tools for regular endpoint management and those sort of things, that's the same interface then?
Absolutely. Yeah, so anybody that might already be using Carbon Black Cloud for endpoints, all it is just going to be an add-in of workload licensing, and then you can start protecting those immediately. So same interface, same principles, same context that you would set, all just now for workloads instead of just endpoints.
So obviously, if I'm sure if I'm a cybersecurity guy, I'm interested in getting some more oversight on what's happening in these virtual environments. In larger enterprise, sometimes that's a separate team. Is there any benefit for people on the virtualization side to now have access to these cybersecurity tools?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we get the APIs installed and you can actually start to utilize and view things through vCenter for the Carbon Black deployment, then what it allows you to do as a vSphere administrator is view on a dashboard all the different VM workloads. You can see all the different vulnerabilities and be on the same page with that cybersecurity team and what they see in the Carbon Black Cloud. So it really ties those two teams together in a way that hasn't been able to be done in that same fashion before from VMware.
Well, making it simpler to put security in place makes it more likely that security is going to be put in place. So do you have something you could show us just to give an idea what, let's say a partner reaches out to you and said, hey, I saw this really awesome video. I want to learn more. I want you to give us an idea of what that's going to look like. Let's go over to the classroom. You can show us what that's going to look like.
Absolutely. Let's go.
All right. Sounds great. All right, Matt, we're back here again. You're going to tell us a little bit about what the interface looks like, what you might show a partner as part of a demo. So why don't you get started for us?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the interface when you first drop into the VMware Carbon Black Cloud. You have different spots here where if you're a brand new user, you can set up your environment and go through some of the different steps. Not only that, we can take a look here and look on our inventory and see that we have VM workloads. We can actually see everything in this environment as well. So I think one of the coolest things that we talked about was that the server team and the cybersecurity team can go ahead and get together and make sure that they see the same things. So let me go ahead and show that to you. We'll go back to the main dashboard, and we'll go ahead and scroll through here.
Oh, starting to see some VMs here.
Absolutely. So we've got critical vulnerabilities on different VMs, the different alerts. Again, a little bit more with the VMs with critical vulnerabilities and the VM workloads overview. So we kind of have a really, condensed picture here to show us our environment. But let's go ahead and jump back over to the vSphere environment. And this is in vCenter. We're already logged in. And this is in the Carbon Black API that's enabled in vCenter. We just clicked on it. We can see our different critical product vulnerabilities and our different affected assets. We can also go ahead and go right into the vulnerabilities and take a look. So these two different teams can be on the same page to remediate any of the different devices, do updates for the different workloads, and make sure that their environment stays protected.
Well, it's great that they both can see in the interface to look at, because if I'm the cybersecurity guy, I can look at my Carbon Black Cloud dashboard and see all the information I'm looking for and get visibility down to the VM level. I even saw some VMs that were flagged that VMware tools needed to be updated, which we might not think about, from the vCenter side as much as that potentially being a security issue. But I guess it goes in the whole methodology about, are we on the latest updates of everything, et cetera, et cetera. And then again, if I'm on the VMware side, if I'm on the virtualization side, I have access in my usual workspace where I'm normally working to have that same information. So if I get hey, I've got, I'm seeing this alert from the cybersecurity guys, I can go in and, at least from my standpoint, validate it. Oh yeah, it is actually me. See where I need to take care of it and then deal with it at that level. Or as we were talking, if I get good at watching this, I can hopefully catch those things before I get those phone calls.
Absolutely. I mean, when you get to be able to see kind of everything from the main spot and be able to kind of one click to anywhere to view the different things, the easier it is for you to go ahead and again, protect that environment. And like you said, making sure that everything is up to date, patched, set is really the easiest and best way to do that.
Well, thanks again for your time, Matt. And if any of our partners have any other questions, I'm sure we'll reach out to you or the rest of your team.
Absolutely. I look forward to it. And thank you.
Thanks.